Some of the results of all of this in new polling from Morning Consult showing Joe Biden leading President Trump in every breakdown of gender and age groups. Among likely voters, Biden holds a lead of 8 points, 51% to 43%. Among women, Biden is up 53 to 40%. Among men, Biden holds a narrower lead, 48 to 46. Now, when looking at the age breakdown, Biden leads among voters under age 34, 57% to 34%. Among ages 35 to 44, Biden bests the president again, 50 to 42. Age 45 to 64, Biden up 49 to 45. Above age 65, Biden leads 49% to the president's 46%. This won't bode well for Trump, Joe, and I always envision and predict and usually get a vision of him reacting in some extreme, horrific way with his behavior.
Well, we'll see what's happening. Right now, it looks like he's trying to undermine the post office's ability to effectively handle all the mail-in voting and the absentee ballot voting that's going to be coming in. But Gene Robinson, looking at the poll numbers, obviously we've heard time and again, and we don't know if it's going to end up being correct or not, that Donald Trump's going to win the popular vote, or Joe Biden's going to win the popular vote. But it won't really matter because it's going to come down to breakdown by state by state by state. But you look at all of those demographic breakdowns, and you do have a growing gap, a growing gender gap. And as we've seen in polls over the past couple of weeks, just an incredible, sizable lead, especially in the suburbs among women. Talk about what you see in those polls.
Well, if Joe Biden is ahead in every age group, including the over 65s. And if the gap is 8 points nationally, it is highly unlikely doesn't say it. It is like trying to thread a rope through the eye of a needle to imagine how Donald Trump wins the Electoral College this time with numbers like that. This is a big gap. It should be pointed out, this is a bigger and more consistent gap between Biden and Trump than we ever saw in 4 years ago between Clinton and Donald Trump, where the polls were much closer. These numbers are different. They simply are different, and these are not the kinds of numbers where you manage to somehow eke out 270 electoral votes by plucking off Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Trump is behind in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. He's also behind in Florida. He's behind in Arizona. He's behind in states that he absolutely has to win to have any chance of being reelected.
Yeah, which at least highlights the selection, which the Washington Post is calling imminent, the selection of Joe Biden's vice presidential selection. Any thoughts on what he should do? Do you think he should play it safe? Should he take a chance and go outside? Kamala Harris, I guess, is expected to be the safest choice for him right now. But is there a chance that he moves beyond that? Should he move beyond that, or should he just keep it in between the guardrails, play it safe?
Joe, I'm so impressed with the field of women who could potentially be this VP pick, and I don't see how Joe Biden can really make a mistake here. I think that leaning towards a safe choice at this stage in the game, someone who's been vetted, probably goes in line with Joe Biden and how he operates. I doubt that we'll see something radical that really, shakes up the conversation and the race, which right now, frankly, Joe Biden doesn't need. He needs attention to still be focused on Donald Trump and his shortcomings leading us through this coronavirus pandemic. And you look at the polling numbers, and that's really what it's coming down to for these voters who are not coming out for Donald Trump and saying their support to pollsters when they're contacted. It's all about the coronavirus pandemic and Donald Trump's handling of it. That is the main issue for voters in November.
Well, still ahead on Morning Joe, an exclusive first look at the headliners scheduled to address next week's Democratic National Convention. Plus, as we've been discussing, the New York Times reports that Joe Biden could announce his running mate as soon as today as pressure mounts for him to pick a black woman to be his vice president. You're watching Morning Joe. We will be right back.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.